Good morning. For the next couple of days, you're going to see firefighters across Austin holding boots. I'll explain coming up.
And a memorial today for a district attorney and his wife killed in their own home. Coming up, an arrest in the case.
Also a manhunt here in Texas for two suspects in the killing of a Colorado prison chief. Where to be on the lookout? Coming up right now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Sally Hernandez.
I'm Brian Sanders. Top of the hour now at 5 o'clock on this Thursday morning. Weather and traffic first with Amanda and Mark. And hopefully we'll get some spring flowers to pop up from the nice rain.
Well, I think they'll enjoy the sunshine here today. It's been a gloomy couple of days.
Yeah.
We needed it, though. We certainly needed that rainfall over the past couple of afternoons. And we are still cloudy this morning, but later today, the sun will be a main player in the forecast. Going to be a beautiful afternoon. A little cool outside right now underneath those mainly cloudy skies. We're currently at 48 degrees now, just updated at Camp Mabry, 49 at ABIA, a little cooler in there, but all at 43, and even some lower 50s as you travel east of I-35 early today. By the time we wrap it up, still below average, but certainly warmer than yesterday. We'll make it back to about 66. Still a good day to keep the light jacket around because it will be breezy at times. We could see wind gusts upwards of about 20 miles per hour, but if you're standing in the sunshine, which we'll see plenty of later today, it should feel pretty nice out there as those clouds will progressively break down as we walk ourselves through the afternoon, leaving us with mainly sunny skies by sunset tonight. Warm up lies ahead of us. We'll tell you how high the mercury will climb as we head toward the weekend in just a couple of minutes. Until then, Mandy at 5:01, let's send it to you.
All right, thank you, Mark. As we get ready to get out the door here, getting a very early start to your Thursday morning, here's what we have working along I-35. Watching your drive times from northbound from Onion Creek Parkway to Airport Boulevard, a 13-minute commute, and southbound now from Runberg Lane to Stastny. Pretty smooth the whole way along, and even over past those main lanes of Ben White, a 12-minute drive there. Certainly we may see that change, and we've got you covered if it does. We'll see you back here in just 10 minutes for another check of your traffic.
Okay, thank you. An alert in Texas this morning to be on the lookout for two members of a white supremacist prison gang.
They're wanted in the investigation of the death of Colorado prison chief Tom Clemens. Deputies are seeking 47-year-old James Lohr and 31-year-old Thomas Gooley. Their names surfaced during the investigation, and the men could be headed to Nevada or Texas. The Denver Post reports that both men were members of the white supremacist prison gang 211 crew. Another member, Evan Ebel, is suspected in the fatal shootings of Clemens back on March 19th and of a pizza delivery driver 2 days earlier. Ebel was killed in a shootout with authorities in North Texas.
Well, today, Governor Rick Perry and law enforcement from across the state are going to head over to North Texas for a memorial after the shooting death of a district attorney and his wife. Investigators would not say if they had any leads on the killing of Kaufman County DA Mike McClelland and his wife Cynthia. An assistant DA, Mark Hasse, was also murdered in January. And Governor Perry plans to hold a press conference with the Texas Department of Public Safety and the FBI this morning before heading to that memorial. And we'll bring you that update on KXAN News at noon when we get it. So when asked on Fox News about those who could have carried out that kind of attack, Governor Perry said gangs and drug cartel activity is ongoing. And he said it goes back to the federal government not spending money and resources to secure the border with Mexico. Investigators point out, though, no connection to any group responsible for the killing has been made.
New overnight, Connecticut lawmakers passed some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. Connecticut's Governor Dan Malloy plans to sign the bill later this morning. It will expand the list of assault weapons banned in the state, also create a dangerous weapon offender registry, and establish eligibility rules for buying ammunition. The bill is in part a response to the December massacre of 26 people at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown. Sentencing for the man convicted in the Craigslist murder case takes place in an Akron, Ohio courtroom this morning. A jury recommended that 53-year-old Richard Beasley should receive the death penalty. The judge does have the option of reducing the sentence to life in prison. Beasley was convicted in the murders of 3 men who were lured to their deaths by a fake job posting on Craigslist.
The DPS driver's license office on North Lamar is still closed this morning and will be for quite some time after a break-in yesterday. Troopers arrested Kenneth James Van Loo and charged him with burglary and criminal mischief. We are still trying to figure out why he would target the office on the grounds of the DPS headquarters yesterday. There is extensive damage inside that building, but investigators do say say that he did not take any kind of sensitive information, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you need to renew or get a new driver's license today, you can head over to the new Pflugerville Mega Center. That's open. It's on Wells Branch Parkway near Heather Wild, and you can even set up an appointment on the internet to save yourself some time.
Listen up, kids. Classes resume today at McNeil High School in Round Rock ISD. STAR testing for that campus has been pushed back to Friday. Classes were canceled yesterday because of a water main break. Austin water crews are still working to repair that line. A boil water advisory remains in effect for residents near the water main break off of Palmer Lane.
Your time check right now is 5:04, and today firefighters across Austin will take part in a 59-year-old tradition. They are not putting out fires, but they're hoping to help cure some muscle diseases.
Today kicks off Fill the Boot, the annual effort to help raise money for muscular dystrophy. And our Sophia Beausoleil is live outside of a firehouse downtown this morning. Hi, Sophia.
Good morning, Brian and Sally. So throughout Austin, you're going to see firefighters holding a boot just like this, and they're waiting for donations. You know, these men and women give up their time to help those with muscular diseases. And last year, Austin raised a lot of money. This year, the goal is even more ambitious. So all the money raised during Fill the Boot will go towards the Austin Muscular Dystrophy Association. Last year, AFD helped raise more than $85,000. The money supports programs like the MDA clinics at Dell Children's Hospital and St. David's Round Rock Medical Center. It also helps families who can't afford equipment like wheelchairs. Plus, it also helps send kids with muscular diseases to a week-long summer camp. This year, AFD's official goal is $90,000. We spoke with the fire chief, and she says she hopes that they can push $100,000. She dropped that first donation, and she said, you know, it's kind of like tossing the coin at the beginning of a sporting event. It's all about the start to a big challenge.
It's so honorable and it's so humbling, you know, to know that that's how people think of us and put their trust in us and know that when they give us something that we'll be good stewards of that money and we'll make sure that it all goes to local MDA efforts.
So Fill the Boot kicks off today. It lasts through Sunday. Scrounge up those coins, find a firefighter with a boot, put the money right in there, and you'll help somebody right here in the community. Reporting live downtown, Sophia Beausoleil, KXAN News.
All right, thank you, Sophia. Rutgers faculty are calling for the resignation of the president, the university's president, and looking for a new basketball coach today. The university fired head coach Mike Rice yesterday after videos surfaced of him throwing basketballs at players during practice and using anti-gay slurs against them. In a statement, the athletics director and university president say they disciplined Rice when they first discovered the video last fall, but now faculty at the school are upset with the delayed action and are calling for the president, Robert Barchi, to step down. Lance Armstrong is looking to make a splash with a return to competition. The cyclist is signed up to swim 3 events this weekend at the Masters South Central Zone Swimming Championships at UT. Armstrong spokesman Mark Higgins says Armstrong will compete in the 40 through 44 age group. U.S. Master Swimming is not covered under the same drug testing rules as the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, so that still has a lifetime ban in place for Armstrong for doping during his years as a competitive cyclist.
5:07 right now, and the excitement in Atlanta continues to build this morning with college basketball's Final Four set to tip off this Saturday over at the Georgia Dome.
3 of the Final Four teams arrived in Atlanta last night. You're looking at injured Louisville player Kevin Ware and the Cardinals arriving at the team hotel. Louisville coach Rick Pitino waved to the cameras and promptly went over to sign autographs for the fans. The Michigan Wolverines were next to arrive. They're playing their best basketball of the season, beating Kansas in an overtime thriller last weekend. And last but certainly not least is Wichita State. The Shockers have become the shocker of the tournament so far, knocking off higher-seeded Pittsburgh, Gonzaga, and Ohio State. Syracuse, the 4th team, got into Atlanta on Tuesday.
So this past Sunday, Louisville guard Kevin Ware, as you mentioned, broke his leg in a gruesome injury when his right shin bone just snapped. Well, this morning, he is talking about that painful night. And coming up on the Today Show, a one-on-one with Kevin about his injury and really what his future is in the game. But it's good to see him in good spirits, too.
It is good to see him in good spirits, obviously, with his team in the Final Four. I hope he gets to play basketball again.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he's walking on crutches right now is just amazing to me after seeing, well, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I couldn't see
It was
it.
one of the more gruesome injuries in
Not
sports.
one I want to watch a replay of.
In history, probably one of the more gruesome ones. Comparable to Joe Theismann's leg injury way back when. So we have some nice weather, though, if you want to get outside and maybe hit the basketball court, maybe jump on the soccer field later this afternoon. But the past couple of days provided us some much-needed rainfall. By the way, burn bans have been lifted for Travis, Williamson, Caldwell, and Hayes counties as we got a pretty good dose of rain in many communities. Wide variety as we start in the hill country here. Fredericksburg, you got less than an inch, right around 9/10 or so, but not too far to your northeast. Just to the west of Kingsland, over 4 inches of rain was found from the LCRA sites. That's where all of these totals come from, our friends at the LCRA. Llano, just over 2 3/4 inches. We move into the metro area. Now that everything is long gone and settled down, we can officially say that Lake Austin saw about 3.8 inches. South Austin, 3.6. How about just to the west of Lakeway, nearing 5 inches of rain? Unfortunately, a little bit less than San Marcos, but still beneficial, 1.3 inches there. And then as we move into our eastern communities, look just to the east of Smithville, 6.3 inches by the time it all wrapped up. However, the rain is now long gone, and it's going to stay away for a little while as cloudy skies still linger this morning, but afternoon sunshine on the way and a beautiful stretch as we head toward the weekend. We'll have much more in just a couple of minutes, Mandy. Until then, at 5:10, over to you.
All right, thank you, Mark. Road's still pretty quiet area-wide, just some minor slow and go. We're watching building and shaking out, especially on southbound I-35 as you come across Airport Boulevard past 290 there. Traffic slowing to about 43 miles per hour. And then taking a look just past the airport this morning, traveling westbound on SH71 as you make your way past 183. You'll see those brake lights slowing to about 23 miles per hour just before you hit Riverside Drive. Our tech stock camera now for you at I-35 at 51st Street North in southbound lane, still posting normal speeds and looking good. Pretty quiet for the most part. We'll see you back here in just 10 minutes for the look at your traffic.
You got it. Thank you. State leaders want to hear from you about Medicaid here in Texas, where you can get in on that discussion.
Also, a big announcement from NBC and The Tonight Show up next, when Jimmy Fallon will be taking over the late night favorite.